Welcome to the questions session. You can either put your questions down on paper, and these will be brought to us here, or you could just ask your question from the floor. If I could ask the first question, which is for Yat. Japan, like the USA or Europe, is undergoing economic difficulty. Young people may lose their energy. But do you think Japan's creativity, like Sanrio and designs in general, will further develop? If yes, why?
Hello? Okay, so we we started our business in '98. And in fact, that was just kind of at the tail end of the Asian economic crisis. And it was actually the next time where we grew the fastest was actually in 2003 during SARS. So this is something people kind of go, oh, that's kind of strange. Why is that? Because actually in adversity, there's a lot more opportunity. And so to the question of creativity, I think that even though it's very tragic what's going on in Japan and the global economy, because there's a lot of things that are being shaken up from the core, because there's so much change, and because there's so much adversity, there is a lot more opportunity for something new, for something creative, for something diverse. And, you know, it's funny that people talk about Japan in a creative way, because actually its education system and its general system in place is actually not very much encouraging innovation. But they have lots of mass, lots of people, and good education. So the percentile of success that comes out still is quite low, but as compared to the US, as a ratio, is still lower. But I think, anyway, in conclusion, I think one should not look at these problems as, you know, sitting back. I think one should look at these situations as opportunities and how to benefit. In our case, maybe that means there's more talent available that we might want to hire that are creative because their current employers cannot keep them. And that would be an opportunity for us to get stronger and better talent. And in fact, we recently hired a few people from Japan, actually, who have moved to our offices in Hong Kong, maybe unconceivable 5 or 6 years ago.
Thank you. I have a question here for Karen. What did you know about electrical appliances and German Pool as a brand before joining the family business in 2006 in Hong Kong? And if I could just sort of also add a supplementary question to that, which I wasn't thinking to ask, is what were the challenges for you in joining a family business as opposed to what you have been doing previously? And how did you sort of manage to overcome those challenges?
I have zero experience in electrical appliances, and I hate working in a family business. But having said that, it's a love and hate relationship. I hate working for my father as he is my father, but in the company, he's also my boss. To make it more complicated, I also work with my husband and my sister. So there are 4 bosses in the company. It's not a good situation, but it's also something that I treasure because I don't get much to see my father and my husband before I joined the company. My father is a very businessman. And I remember my childhood. I only get to see him maybe once a week on Sunday, maybe for Sunday brunch, and then he has all the things that he needs to do. So I think that's what God's give back to me, is to get to spend lots of time with my husband and my father and my sister as well. But to answer the challenges question, I think you have to have a positive mindset. Even though I have zero experience in electrical appliances, but I'm a very passionate person myself. I do things all through my heart. I don't think there is a magical, there's no magic to get to success. And for me, I remember the principles is also from heart. H stands for hardworking. I know nothing, but I work very hard. I learn as much as possible through my colleagues, through my observation, through my father. My father never teach me anything, but I observe how he do things. E stands for experience. I make lots of mistakes every single day. We have a Chinese saying, 摸住石頭過河. You're reaching the stones while you're crossing the river. That's exactly what SMEs does every single day. We don't have a pool of great, intelligent people, to be honest, but we all have great heart. We want to accomplish something. We have very great target amount of the management team. So learning by making mistakes is very important for us. Ability, A stands for ability. I myself is a lifelong learner. I believe you have to have a strong ability. If you have a strong competency in you or in the company, in terms of myself, I keep learning every single day, even by observing other people, or I put myself back to school twice after I got my master's degree from New York. I come back because I know nothing about the marketing industry in Hong Kong. So I went back to college to get my second master's, to learn all the marketing skills. The 7 Ps is what I learned from university here. And I use this every single day. It's a revolving process. It never stops. I keep fixing the 7 Ps every single day. So A is ability. Always get yourself fit. Keep yourself or the company always in top position as much as you can. R stands for redo, recreate. It's a company. I did not build a company. I try to make it to the next level. So I have to think. I have to create. I have to recreate every single day. Redo, recreate. And be resourceful too. My father will not ask me for help. Never. But I try to be as resourceful as possible. Last but not least is T. T stands for trust. Trust means you have to create a reputable brand, people that trust your brand. And you have to be a trustworthy person. If I promise I have to get this done, I'll try my very best to get that done. And teamwork. The company come to this stage is not just one person's glory. It's just not just my father, not myself. It's a whole team. Everyone give one small little baby step. It will go very far away. And finally, Thanksgiving. Thanks God for giving me the platform. And thanks for whatever opportunity that is given to me. So that's how I get through the love and hate situation.
Thank you. Now here's a question for Leon. This is from the Singapore chapter. You've done work for the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Hong Kong. How much does that showcase your company's capabilities?
Well, Ritz-Carlton Hong Kong, working. Ritz-Carlton Hong Kong, being the tallest hotel in the world, gave us a lot of good PR globally. But as far as the actual products, it was even more interesting because we could use blown glass, and blown glass is what Czech Republic and Bohemia is known for, as opposed to cut crystal, which is, for example, more like Swarovski style. So the artistic blown glass, we were able to do what we wanted, which is not always the case. We were able to convince the owner and the architect and the designer to really give us the freedom to create something special in the ballroom. So the whole ceiling of the ballroom basically became one large art piece. Similar for the podium, the catering room, and the Chinese restaurant, and many other public areas. So the answer is this was really a special project that doesn't happen every month.
I've just been told that, in fact, we only have 5 minutes left for questioning, and there are so many, I won't possibly be able to go through them. But I think they will be joining us for lunch. So I'm sure you'll have an opportunity to also chat to them over lunch. But I can probably still ask one more question. And this is for both Karen and Leon, I think, because Yat has already touched on it earlier about, in fact, a point they all touched on was the importance of having the people talent here in Hong Kong, and that's what attracted them. Yat has also explained what they do to try and attract and recruit and retain those talents. What I'd like to ask Karen and Leon, especially the very specialized techniques that they need, is how, in the light of competing demands from other sectors in the service industry, how do you find the availability of people with talent here? How do you retain, and where do you recruit them from?
For our company, we are, again, small and medium-sized company. We are fortunate to have a brand, but compared to other larger brands, like international brands, we are not in a very competitive situation. But what we attract them is to offer them the experience. If they are working with us, they actually get to touch on every single aspect. What I just tried to showcase early on in my slideshows, every single thing is actually built up by our own team in-house. We never hire any consultants or agency to do anything. Even taking photos of our products, or doing PR events, or doing booth, even set up booth, we do it in-house. So this is a different type of experience that we can offer our candidates. When we what we're trying to do is also we give them opportunity. We are a very flat organization. We give them the hope that they get to be in charge one day. And in fact, it is, because we are growing a lot faster compared to 20 years ago, because we decided we put our focus in China. So whatever we set up in Hong Kong, we have a mindset we're going to replicate in China. And having said, in China, China is so big. We can have a head in Guangdong area, we can have a head in Beijing, we have a head in Shanghai. And when they come in the first interview, we prep them already. It's a very tough job. We have very low pay, but you get to learn lots of things. If you're interested in marketing, you're interested in business development, and if you're interested in going into China, this is the place. But you've got to know you've been working very hard and working overtime a lot of the time. But we will give you all the opportunities, the chance. I think that's how we can attract people in our industry.
Well, we surely did not find anybody who knows how to blow glass in Hong Kong, and we also didn't find enough product designers who have experience in designing decorative custom-made lighting. But what we found were people who are very flexible and talented to learn, to pick up quickly. I mean, I have Lisa here. She has been with us for 11 years, and for example, she has learned. It was to her in the beginning. She had no idea which kind of company she was joining. After a few years, it's kind of becoming very natural for her to sell our products. You need to have passion, and you need to like what you sell, and you need to create a desire in the clients. And I think your presentation was very educative as to how to sell products in Hong Kong and Asia. So we found such people. I myself graduated from Kellogg HKUST Executive MBA in Sai Kung here, and I met a lot of talented students, both in the normal MBA and the Executive MBA. So this place is really full of very talented, flexible people, and I think the education part of Hong Kong was very important for us to set up our global headquarters here.
Thank you. Unfortunately, time is up and we have to move on to lunch. So it remains for me to thank our three speakers for their excellent presentations. And I'm sure that you've all found what they had to say to be very impressive and very enlightening. I think what is especially evident is that in their speeches was the energy, the passion, and the creativity that came through, which are obviously the main ingredients of their success. So thank you again for joining us.